Mother Teresa's Story, Transcendence. May 14, 2007. Transcribed and typed by Mother Teresa through Andrea. Date, May 14, 2007. Even as I walked into heaven, shocked that my understanding of heaven was never to be the same again, one thing remained my constant companion, me. I never realized until I had my experience in heaven, that I was all there ever was, supporting me throughout my life as Mother Teresa. No God outside myself actually told me how to behave, what to say to all that were willing to listen. I was all there was. My understanding before I passed over was simplistically that all that was in fact God, and that I was merely His servant, His child, His companion. Never before had I actually recognized myself as God, walking as the living Word. I walked amongst so many sick, dying, wishful people that I never stopped to ask them where they saw God in their eternal suffering. Faith in God was all I had, that He was watching over these people. Perhaps I was indeed encouraging myself to understand that I am God, as I realized that as God's faithful companion I would always walk beside these people. I was one day accosted by a man who seemed angry with himself when he spoke to me about God and religion being the pitfall through which all will be lost. I spoke to him about forgiveness, and how he could see all good to be God's work. Little did I realize at the time that he was showing me the way forward. He was allowing me throughout the entire conversation to see him as someone that was speaking about common sense, not just the delusional ranting of a man condemned by blasphemy. He was showing me truth, that indeed religion holds such might over all of you that nobody sees past the obvious. Obviousness, that is something you are not able to deny. Are you able to even for a moment deny that we as the inhabitants of this world work here alone? That only the earthly beings that see and experience this world are the ones that truly create a difference? Are you sure that you have not been the direction given by who you are, the result of your own understanding instead of that of some outside source? I realized soon after my passing that indeed all my life's work was my own, the pleasure in that of course being the gratitude and acceptance that I experienced as I realized this. I took some time out after being bombarded with the truth about heaven and sat quietly by myself. The beings in heaven that had supported me through my self-realization sat close by and watched me grieve my loss. It was not so much that I grieved my loss as it was a new start, an understanding that no matter what I had thought myself to be, I was here. I sat there contemplating what I had understood, and I soon began to see what I was required to do. All that heaven and earth asked of me now was to stand as what I understood about myself. No longer was my source of inspiration God or Jesus, but it actually became me. How far I had come when I saw myself as the eternal, infinite source, and that nobody was responsible for what changes I allow within myself but me. I was grateful for all I had accomplished, and I took a moment to understand and experience myself. The questions arising within me, where had it started? Where was I from? Just as it says in the Bible, those that seek God's hand shall surely walk upon His kingdom, meaning what you create as the creation of God's image as yourself, speaks to me now more than ever. It speaks to me of infinite ways in which I am able to understand my image and understand what my likeness is able to be as that of the God-like being that we have been created to be. The likeness of being God is to apply yourself in everything you do without consciousness telling you that it is wrong or that you are mistaken. Full expression as the likeness of God starts when you become aware that you are indeed free. Only now am I able to see those words spoken by Jesus clearly, not misinterpreted as part of man's control upon those that seek answers. I spoke to my old friend Jesus soon after I arrived in heaven, and much to my surprise he was there to support me to become His equal, not His follower. Only follow another if you require guidance from them, but never forget who you really are, equal to each other, always. I followed Jesus when I got here like a lost puppy for a day or two due to how fond I was of His teaching. He does not mind this as long as you understand that you're His equal and that your viewpoint on something matters, because it is absolutely about who you will become. Becoming is merely a word I use to describe to you that currently you don't understand fully that which you already are, and that with the support of the dimensions you are able to know thyself. Here in the dimensions we work in large groups, so as to support each other and grow into our new application within understanding what we already are together. We don't compare ourselves, and we most certainly don't believe that one deserves to understand more than another. So often humans place themselves lower than another, just because they don't harness that which another apparently does. Remember that no matter what you've been taught by your parents and teachers, we are all equal and able to stand as life and become and create what we place ourselves within and as. Just remember that only you are able to create yourself. Blaming others gives away your power, and then you have nobody that is able to give it back to you. This taking back of one's power exists in the realization of what we allow here on earth. My transcendence comes from the point of seeing who and what I am, understanding that if it takes me another 1,000 years to transcend religion on this planet, then so be it. I will transform that which even I as Mother Teresa stood for, the wool over so many people's eyes. They never saw their own world and the fact that there is only that which we stand for. That which we stand as in this world is surely nothing to be proud of. If we all stand for sickness, then sickness shall be our endearment and creation, wool over the eyes of those that know only which they understand. Which means beings will only create that which they understand, and if there's no expansion in their process here on earth as who they really are, they will continuously only create in their world that which they understand as who they have been told, enforced and demanded to become by those that have gone before them. Never allowing themselves the opportunity to see who they really are through expanding themselves and their world in every moment as awareness. Now I have no more wool because I died, and in heaven you face this topic of religion in such fierce accentuation as it is the most blatant truth here. You have the wool taken off your eyes and you see what religion really represents the moment you cross over to the dimensions. There is nobody but us waiting here to receive you, my friends. I will greet those that have seen only suffering in this world as part of God's plan and show them the same kindness that I was shown. I will support you in shedding yourself from everything humans understand that prevents you from truly standing as the meaning of life here as the creators of this world. Then you will probably, once your understanding sinks in, walk beside someone here that stands for change. You might even participate in heaven according to what you specifically enjoy as an expression of who you are. There is so much to assist with here on earth. Many beings that cross over take part in something that they either enjoy already, as part of who they were here on earth, or they choose to support wherever they are able. Remember, heaven is busy supporting mankind with the changes that are taking place, and all of us are completely focused because we see that suffering as consciousness allows it, will stop here with us. That gives the human being hope, not being the center of attention or the best looking. In the dimensions, beings see themselves and understand what they participated in within consciousness. We are all aware that nobody has been able to not participate in this world, therefore we stand as one to correct this creation. Yesterday I was supporting various beings in the dimensions with their own transcendences of the religion construct. As I experienced when I arrived here, beings that pass over are astounded to hear about what we are busy with. The question that you may ask is, do I need to be dead for me to transcend myself? No, the time is always here for self-awareness and transcendence. It is here in every here moment in this world. Own up to what you allow through the application of forgiveness with corrective action. Understand yourself by participating within these discussions that the dimensions present to you about consciousness. Be frank and honest about what you experience and are aware of in this world. Are you able to see what we see? We are asking you to not create another religion because this is about all standing together as one, standing into infinity and never allowing another construct or system to direct us. So don't just take my word for it, even though my experience is valid and my words are truthful. Look at the world you see around you and ask yourself, where is God? Where is this being that claims to protect us? Where are all his servants that claim to be busy with transcendence, yet more and more children are abused and more poverty exists? Transcendence apparently is when you go to a workshop where you are assisted by angels and guides to feel airy and full of love, while mere miles away children are abused within their own homes. Many would like to tell me that the child will learn a most valuable lesson from this, and that even though the angels are there, the need is for them to transcend their own issues with abuse. What nonsense! Nobody even remembers what happens to them in a past life, let alone without proper guidance have the ability within this world to overcome what we experience. I bet you that even as we speak you realize as part of your self-awareness, that without your suppressions and your tolerances you would not be so calm about what is happening currently. So what am I able to suggest as part of your standing up? Don't allow anybody to tell you that somebody else will fix this. Don't let anybody tell you that rape is acceptable in the eyes of some god, because then you tell them off. You aren't my friend, and I am afraid, or not, to tell you that even though you're resistant to my words, it is all I have that you are able to understand for now. You are God, as each one in this world is God. Each one of us is responsible for what happens in this world, as we have each individually allowed ourselves to become consciousness systems. In all's individual allowance for becoming consciousness systems, we have created the experience of all in existence as it is experienced here on earth. We have systematically been brainwashed by the powers that be to actually believe that what happens in this world will either be punished after death or that the being within the experience has done something to deserve it. Does that even make sense to you, that you're innocent yet you must endure torture and pain so that apparently you won't do it to another? Now as we in the dimensions are changing what it is that you are aware of, you will come to understand that your lies and deceit will become your reality. The dimensions together with the planets and nature will bring out all deceit and misrepresentation of who we are and bring your awareness to that, by unfortunately making you experience it. However, what I refer to is undoubtedly the carnage and deliberate deceit that we experience every day in the name of a higher God. Where we sell our own self-worth short to be able to appease some higher being, no matter where your religion might dictate you to go. Whether you're free from such boundaries or not, you're still responsible to a certain extent because we are all one and we are aware of what is best for all beings. If we are to experience ourself again within a better world where none of this that we endure every day exists, we are to take responsibility for ourselves, here and from now on. If you don't understand consciousness, that's not too difficult, for we will support you from the dimensions. Many more articles are being written about consciousness and how you are able to support yourself to be aware and take responsibility. Even when you know you have allowed yourself to be trapped, break free just to assist yourself and all mankind. Remember, when you're faced with the choice of snubbing consciousness and breaking free, even if just for a moment, then why not? Where humans prevent themselves or resist breaking free from consciousness is because they fear the apparent consequences. The apparent consequences is directed to fear of loss, fear of losing that which apparently define who they are in this world and will want to hold on to for dear life to never have to give it up. The greatest fear that exists within you should be the understanding that while you fear being wrong, others pay by having their own safety taken away, like what happened with Cho Seung-hui, the man that gunned down all those students. Drastic steps are eventually taken by beings just to break the back of this camel that consists of your ignorance and the lack of desire to do what is right. Fear is exactly what prevents transcendence. What if I lose this? What if I lose that? What will happen to you when you decide to break the enslavement and make a different choice? Are you able to see that your fear has no valid ground other than the fact that you're addicted to fear itself? What will happen to you if you decide one day to deliberately do something that normally you would fear? Would it change who you are? Will breaking free from limitation really destroy who you are, considering that you are infinite? No, people, that is exactly the problem right there. You are not able to see infinity because guess what, you're only now becoming aware that indeed you are that. You live forever, your physical body might die, but in essence you remain. The problem is, most people say to themselves, but I can't see this being who is apparently me. Well, as the dimensions have stated to you, we are all here ready to support you on this journey. Perhaps one only realizes that you are indeed here forever when you die. It is, however, quite unnecessary to die and return to the dimensions to be able to fully see what we are. We in the dimensions are looking forward to when we are able to come back to Earth through reincarnation. We would actually like to walk the talk, meaning full expression in every moment as who we really are. So until then we will support humans that do have that privilege, to walk more as who they really are in awareness in every moment. Mentioning full expression in every moment as who we really are, I am making a corrective statement by saying that love in essence is self-expression as who each being really is. Love exists only for self as who we really are, through every moment's self-expression as who we really are. Love in this world of consciousness has been placed within a separate expression outside of ourselves, instead of a self-expression as who we are in every moment. Look for example at the simple act of relationships with other beings, which have become the only desire in most males and females in this world. What about self-expression in every moment as who you are, and this self-expression as who you are in every moment is an expression of who you are as the living word is love. Where every moment as who you are exist in absolute presence. This absolute presence as who you are in every moment of self-expression consists of you as the living word, living the word love as who you are in every moment. This is the living word as who you are, expressing love, through self-expression as who you are in absolute presence in every here moment. Let's take for example, my experience with God and religion, which is another relationship which have been based in separation. Love for a God being outside of myself, separate from myself, and never considering who I am as loving myself in every here moment by expressing myself in absolute presence as who I am. Knowledge and information of love being experienced within separation, this is unfortunately what love has become. Instead of each being in existence living the word love as who they are in every here moment in absolute presence as self-expression. Now within my realization that I am God, and through self-expression in every here moment as who I am in absolute presence, is me expressing myself as the living word as love and as God as one and equal with who I am. How am I able to love anybody else separately within existence if who I am, is everybody in existence? What statement am I making about who I am when I apply myself in every moment in absolute presence as I express myself as the living word as who I am as love? I am stating that I am equal and one with who I am as all beings in existence. When I am love, when I live the words, I am love in every moment, this is self-expression in every moment, when I live and become the words, I am love. And here human beings are where the application of oneness and equality begins. When each human being lives the word love as who they are as the living word in every moment through self-expression in absolute presence, we are already transcending the word love as described and placed in knowledge and information as separate from ourselves. When I am able to walk here again, I will surely have the time of my life. Understandably, it takes humans to go through the experience of death before they actually see everything. So perhaps when I come back I will open my own center where I encourage full expression and support you in how to see yourself clearly. No more illness, just self-expression. If you are afraid to become yourself, then this will be my dedication to you, that I will show you that your own limitations are made up. Literally, this is something you should consider. Even though the human body is able to be quite frail, you should never doubt who you are in essence. No limitations exist within who you really are. No control. No need, desire, fear, just everything that is of understanding and awareness. If you're aware that everything exists within you, you'll immediately understand that indeed you're able to walk this world asking for nothing outside of you. Your entire reality is based on a lie that dictates to you how you should live. Trust in my words, friend. I am life. I see that within you are boundless opportunities. I know that within you nothing is unstable unless your mind convinces you that it is so. So allow that to sink in, and I will talk to you again about the transcendence that you can reach within yourself when you understand who you really are. Mother Teresa wishes you well, and be aware that the dimensions will assist you, even when your mind tells you we don't exist. Be peaceful. I am peaceful. Be aware. I am aware. Be love. I am love. Be one. I am one. Be equal. I am equal. Be who you are. I am here. Allow yourself to be free, because only by your permission are you able to be enslaved. Mother Teresa.